Do not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Us.
I have an idea now. Choo choo choo. Pew. Bum bum bum. Ryan. Peter. Welcome in, Peter. Welcome
Yeah. It is episode 338. I don't know why I say it that way. It's because that's just how I'm reading it. It's 338.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I just got to throw this out there because I got a random text message from he who shall not be named because he's mad at me. But he told me to stop spreading rumors, and I said, "Oh no, what I say?" And he goes, "B Movies Beyond episode 318," and I was like, "What did I say?" And he goes, "Stop telling people I'm the next director for Star Wars." I said, "Oh," I was like, "Well," he goes, "the screenplay sucks, and I'm not attached to it." And I said, "Fair enough." So he who shall not be named is Aaron Tanguma.
Oh man, he's way behind, man.
Hey, at least we know what episode he's on, and he
Yeah,
listens.
That's fun.
And I love, and just shout out to Aaron, the future director of Star Wars.
So like months from now, he's gonna, again come back to stop spreading rumors.
He's gonna be all pissy with me again.
But Aaron doesn't know. This is how things get done. You just tell lies and then things happen.
Yeah, you just fib the truth a little bit until it works, you know? Fake it till you make it. I mean, we faked a podcast forever until we made it, and he made the music for it.
That's right.
I think
fake it till you make it.
I think he had inspiration from the planetarium in the museum. Have you ever been there?
The museum?
The planetarium.
Planetarium?
Planetarium.
Planetarium.
Yeah. You don't get the Simpsons joke, the reference?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen the
go,
Simpsons, but I don't think I've seen that episode.
They go to the planetarium and they don't. Oh no, that's South Park. I'm sorry, where the guy in the planetarium can't say planetarium right, so he says planetarium.
Planetarium. That's fun.
But all those sounds are in the spaceship in the planetarium.
Okay,
we should go. Take the kids.
Yeah. We need to plan a time to take them places. Let's do it. Go to the planetarium.
Anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Ellie, really, like, she's almost 2. Like, she just loves just going outside and walking. So there you go. She doesn't.
Isn't it nice when they're at that age where they just enjoy just new things and everything is new to them?
Yeah, but then when it's time to go, it's just awful because they don't want to let go of that new thing. So
very true.
Yeah, that part sucks, but yeah, everything else is great. So, you know.
Yeah, I like your little fade on your haircut. Looks good. That's not the reaction I was expecting, but
I'm allergic to compliments. Well, that's funny is my wife was like, like, what did you do? Like, she doesn't like it, but I was like, I like it.
Did you get the Travis Kelce cut?
Apparently I did. You know, he invented the fade. You knew that,
Travis
right?
Kelce, mid-30s white dude, invented the fade.
That's right.
From Kansas. Where is? I don't care. I don't care to look him up. Peter. Well, yeah. So what else? What's new with you? Apparently we're gonna go kill it tomorrow at some
trivia
night. Yeah.
Yeah, comedy movie trivia.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I think we're gonna crush it.
Do we
You know,
change our clothes or do we just go like this?
I'm pretty sure I'll probably wear something B movies and beyond.
Okay.
So, you gotta represent. Actually, I mean, like, is that what you're supposed to do, or are you supposed to let other people represent?
You represent until okay. How I figure you made it. This is how I know you made it. Right?
Mhm.
Is when you either see your merchandise at Goodwill or on homeless people.
Okay, I got it. But yeah, but I think of, you know, we just had the Super Bowl, right? Like, they
Mhm.
make both shirts, right? Super
Yeah.
Bowl champions, and they always take those, whoever lost, they ship those off to, like, these third world countries to wear. Like, man, those are the collector's items, man. We need to go to, like, Africa and try to find some of that stuff.
You think they do it anymore now that the NFL is more there's a better script and more predictable than wrestling?
Uh, what? So you're saying they just burn it? Like, shit, burn it.
I don't think they make it.
You don't think? No, dude, they have that shit like right away. There's
No
no
way.
way. They're
Not
not,
this year.
it's not fresh off the prints.
This year was totally all Kansas City. Roger Goodell knew it. Taylor Swift knew it. Travis Kelsey knew it.
Well, I mean,
Ice Spice was there.
you did say the script, so I mean, ever since they started doing that, I mean, I guess they don't need to make double the batch, right?
No, they save a ton of money, dude.
Yeah, well, very
Yeah.
smart, NFL. Very smart.
Just write the script for your program, and we know the ending, so it reduces so much waste.
There we go. Well, Ryan, we better win tomorrow. Like, if we don't come in first place, we might have to quit this podcast. I don't know.
That's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna tell anybody what our score is, and
Okay. All right. But we're gonna
unless
bring our
we
A
win.
game.
Unless we win.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even top 3, I'm fine. Even if there's only 3 people there, I will brag about that.
Dude, we beat your ass.
Yeah.
You did
Oh,
not stand a chance against the B moviers.
yeah.
And
I mean, we can
beyond.
always, we have our out too, Ryan. It's like, oh man, this is comedy. This isn't our genre.
Yeah.
If you wait till B movies come up, then we'll do it.
Wait till there's time travel.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I'll crush it. Ooh, yeah. Well, Ryan, it's good to be back. I think
Hell
we're gonna
yeah.
have a great episode. 338. We are getting so close to 365, and we got some good trailers.
Good trailers? Yes, we do.
Well, there is like 2, maybe 3. There's some interesting ones. That would be fun to talk about. But we have our long-awaited X-Men '97 trailer, so that's gonna be fun to talk about.
Dude.
Um,
Yeah, I'll get into that when we start talking about it. But
yeah, this is the teaser, so people keep on listening to the end.
yeah.
News, whole bunch of, looks like Disney news and some Star Wars. Well, we already talked about our Star Wars news with Aaron. The Crow reboot.
A little teaser there.
And then some great movies to talk about. Ryan, X-Men, and I did Maniac Cop.
Oh yeah, those showed up. I thought you were gonna do the Iron Claw. You were excited about that. But
hey,
maybe closer to Oscar time, right?
Are they nominated? I don't even know who's nominated with the Oscars. Like,
When is the Oscars? I thought it was like the week before Super Bowl.
No, I think it's like, is it in March? Did we miss it already?
We missed some nominations. I know that for sure.
March 10th.
The day before the worst day in the world.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
March 11th?
Yeah.
What happened on that day?
Everything bad. Here.
Oh, is that when COVID started?
That's when COVID started. That's when the KKK was formed. That's when a tsunami in Japan took out half of like the cities over there. And Jeremy's birthday.
No. I see. I see. Oh man, did you see this on Netflix though? Like, there's like they have some award show now.
No, but that's awesome.
Well, like it's no, like it's like the actual um like screen actor something.
Like, isn't the Tonys the
Guild Awards?
Screen Actor Guild Award?
Yeah, the 30th annual Screen Actor Guild Awards is going to be streamed live globally on Netflix Saturday, February 4th or 24th.
Netflix is really hitting that streaming service.
Dude. Well, because I mean, this is what they're doing, man. It's like like all these places, like they're trying to like get like, okay, now we need live events, right? We talked about with the wrestling. Now they're getting like an actual awards show. Like they are trying to do, they're trying to become like a network channel, right? Where you have to come here, you have to have the streaming service. I mean, this is no different than Amazon having like Thursday night football, right? Like you have to go to their service, their channel to watch this shit. So, I mean, that's just what's going to happen, man. We're going to pay for the channels that we want, basically, the streaming services. Like, I don't know. I really don't even know how
it's cable just redefined.
Exactly. That is exactly what it is. And that's why I'm like, I don't understand how cable's still alive. I don't know why people pay for cable. But now they're adding commercials into everything again. So it's just, we can't escape, Ryan. We just can't escape.
You cannot escape ads. Our world is nothing but advertisements. It doesn't matter what we do. Everything is an advertisement. And speaking of which, stay tuned to B Movies and Beyond. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and podcasts anywhere.
That's right. Wherever you listen, we're there. All right.
What? How? Why?
What's that noise?
I have so many questions!
Here's a question. If you were able to mash up two different genres in a movie, what two would you pick? So, for example, the example would be Starship Troopers and Terminator. One are the robots coming after and killing you from the future, and then the other ones are bugs. Space bugs.
Okay, so mashing up two franchises.
Two franchises. They don't have to be specific. Like I wouldn't say like X-Men and Ghostbusters.
Oh, well,
that'd be kind of cool.
Well, you know what's better than that, and I already have read it multiple times. There's multiple comic books on it. There's so many. But Ghostbusters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman. Dude, pretty much you put anything with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's going to be solid.
Okay. Out of all of those, which one would you like to see made into a movie?
Well, they already did Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
A live action movie.
Oh, live action. I mean, teenage. You know what? Here's the thing. I hope that we go so far with the Ninja Turtles that they make it to space. And so I'm going to do a mashup of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And hell, you already said it. Why don't we do Starship Troopers? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Whoa. Some giant turtles fighting giant bugs?
Yeah.
Huh.
Right? Unless you can think of a better like space movie that's out there. I was also thinking like Aliens. Oh, Predators. Oh,
Ninja Turtles versus Predators?
Yeah, but in space, you can't. I don't know. I want to see them like flying around and doing cool shit. So maybe it's better with like Aliens.
How about this? Ninja Turtles and Battletoads, the movie.
Well, yeah.
And they fight the biker mice from Mars. See, now we're getting all your space things in there.
Yep. Oh, maybe that's it. The biker mice from Mars take them to space
to fight the Battletoads.
That would
and
be
Street Sharks.
I like it.
You could tell
Um,
we had no questions prepared for this episode.
What about you?
I would mash up. Oh, I would mash up. I've been saying this a long time. I want my Fast and Furious and Street Sharks.
Oh, yeah.
I think just those two type of movies go hand in hand, and it would make so much sense. Like they could even do like a scene where Dom is like passing off this like rad ass Challenger to Riptide, and they're like, "Thanks, Dom," and he starts revving the car, motorcycle, whatever, and like they blow up this dam, and all the sharks are like flying down the dam. And then the Fast and Furious family's like, "Oh, it's like family," or they could just do the entire Fast and Furious family cast as Street Sharks in their own Street Shark live action movie, and it could be Fast 12 that the crew turns into space creatures or shark creatures and fights the Ninja Turtles. I'd be down with that too.
I like it, Ryan. I like it. um, yeah. Did you see my my little Instagram posting on like a new cover for us with the two sharks?
I did see that. Yes.
So we never talked about that, but since you were talking about Street Sharks, like that's what was going through my head. And so Microsoft has a new AI driven designer thing. And so I was messing around with that, and I I put like two Street Sharks promoting, the greatest podcast in the world, like B Movies and Beyond, and like that's what they came up with. And the thing that sucks is like I think what you missed is it was kind of, I'm not too good at this stuff, but like it cut off the top of it where
Yeah.
it says like two sharks just raging on the streets.
Two sharks ruling the streets, B Movies and Beyond.
Yeah. I just
It looks
love
like
the tag for it is awesome. Dang, yeah.
Microsoft's AI is so, anything Microsoft has done lately is just so behind. Like,
Yeah, I tried some other
I
ones.
I want to do this.
It's built in. Like it was with my
Bing?
it's just built into with the Microsoft stuff. So I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, dude, it cracked me up though when I was asking for all these things. I tried other apps too, and I asked like to do like Ninja Turtles, and I gotta say, I think the Microsoft one actually did a better job. But just the tagline where that just came out of nowhere, just two street sharks just tearing up the streets. I was like, man, that is such a good tagline for us. So I don't know. I just thought about that. It cracked me up, and I'm gonna probably try to do more just because it's fun. Maybe I need to ask that to do Street Sharks and Fast and the Furious and see what happens.
You have to sign in for Bing? Oh my gosh. Why's everything gotta sign in, Peter?
Yeah, it was from in work. I was not using good time management with my day, and I was messing around with that stuff. So, but that just
That's what you got to do at work
sometimes.
sometimes.
Absolutely,
Two
you gotta do
sharks
that.
promoting B Movies and Beyond. Let's see what I can do real quick.
You're doing it right now. Okay.
Doing it right now as we podcast. I'll try and create that. 1 of 5 space images. I like it. Oh, dude. They came out awesome.
Let me see.
It's good. Can you see this? Look at this guy over here.
What the? That is good. Welcome to B Movies and Beyond.
Look at this one. Oh, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you watch an entire movie created out of AI? Like, have you seen that there's full AI, like they can do a full video based off your prompt.
They can do videos now?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Didn't they already kind of do that? Or haven't they been doing that? Because they've like, asked like it to like write scripts and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
You think
Here's
that's
the
going to change what's going on? Is that why we had a big writer strike? Or
I
was
mean,
that
that's
the
part of it.
actor
Remember,
strike?
that's part of it. I think all of them. I think now there's new like rules about AI and basically how they can use it. I would I watch it? Sure, but like the thing with AI, like those chat GBT, whatever, like dude, like they're just scouring the internet and just grabbing all this information and then combining it and putting it back out there. So it's I mean, you're just getting a mashup of other things, which I guess that's what we're already getting. And I guess that's how ideas kind of happen, right? But I guess my point is that I don't know if you're actually getting anything original. You're just getting mashups. You're just getting reused content. But I mean, I feel like when's the last time you actually watched something that was like, wow, that was really original,
True.
Just doesn't happen too often. So that's why I'm like, I'd watch it because I feel like I'm already doing that.
Peter,
I like it.
we've wasted so much time on a question we never had. Let's talk about some trailers.
Okay.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
B-movies and beyond.
Buddy. Sasquatch Sunset. Let me just start off. I just asked you a question if you'd watch a movie completely generated from AI, and I feel like this movie is completely generated from AI.
Yeah, I get that. This is a weird one.
Write an indie film about the daily life of a Sasquatch with no words and have Jesse Eisenberg be in it. That was the prompt.
And Ari Aster, like the horror guy that's done like Midsummer and Hereditary, like that guy, dude. Like he's the producer on this. Like this movie makes no sense to me. And I'm also very curious, like, do you really think that there's just not gonna be any like talking? It's just me grunts the whole time. Like we're not gonna get a little bit cartoony and have them talk. Like it's gonna be weird. But it's so weird, and the fact that Jesse Eisenberg's in it, I need to watch this, and I think maybe that's the gimmick, is that I have to know, like, how did they make a whole movie about this? So
I think this has just answered our question. This isn't an AI script. In August 2022, Jesse Eisenberg announced his involvement in the film, and he stated to Entertainment Weekly, "In full makeup, in full body hair, no lines. I grunt, but no lines. I am so looking forward to this." He's gonna grunt this entire movie.
Okay,
And dude,
well, I
it's
guess.
getting a theatrical release. It's not like coming soon at Prime. It is going to be in the theaters.
Yeah, but like how many? Like is it just like 100? Is this gonna be like LA and New York?
Okay, here we go. It'll screen at the 74th Berlin International Film Festival on February 19th, so 3 days ago, as part of the Berlinite special section. South by Southwest, March 11th, the worst day in history, and it is scheduled for a limited theatrical release in the United States April 12th before it goes wide a week later.
Well, if it's going wide, I mean, we're talking like thousands. Okay.
Based off the trailer, like, dude, the first scene in the trailer talks about Sasquatch, and it just shows them doing it in the woods.
Yeah, like there's definitely stuff that like looks, funny, but at the same time, this is gonna work really, really well, and it's gonna be very entertaining, or I think it's just gonna be a crash and burn. Like I don't think there's a in between for this one, for my personal opinion. But it piqued my interest with this one, and this has gotten like so much like publicity that like we're a little bit late. Like I was hearing about this last time we recorded. I just forgot about it. But like I've been seeing it just pop up like everywhere, like with this trailer, and I finally clicked on it. I was like, oh, okay. So it's getting around, and that's gonna be interesting to see how well it does. The next trailer, though, this is the one that this got me all Twitter pated, I guess is the right word. Because
Gross.
Sting. This is a horror movie, I guess a creature feature involving, our 8-legged friends, spiders, and I just feel like it's time for another like great like spider movie, like a horror spider movie.
The last one we had was what? 8-legged freaks?
Yeah, there's been like a few like kind of like B movie ones that are pretty fun as well, like Big Ass Spider, but like this is the one that like I would say it's probably taking it more serious, which I don't know if you would call 8-legged freaks like serious, but like Arachnophobia, that was pretty, serious. Like it wasn't trying to make it like, and I guess Sting is probably closer to 8-legged freaks because it's a little bit more on the mutated side of things. But it just looks like a really good time and also pretty gory and creepy.
Yeah, I like how the trailer does tell you that this girl saves a spider and the spider just becomes abnormally large, but doesn't explain how or why. And then when she's like, "Oh shit, that's my pet spider. This is all my fault." She has to go and kill the spider.
Yeah.
So in essence with that trailer for me, they told me enough where I'm interested in why this spider is getting big and showed how kind of funny it was too. So but his name is Sting. Spiders don't sting you though.
Well, the little girl's dumb. You are correct. I don't know why. But I'm trying to figure out when this is gonna make it so that we can actually see it.
Oh yeah.
It's released in May 2nd.
Oh, really?
In Australia.
Oh, see, Australia. It's probably an Australian movie because spiders are terrifying in Australia.
Absolutely right. You are 100% correct on that. Yeah, but it looks really cool. I'm excited. Big ass spiders, man. I'm in.
Big ass spiders. Knox goes away. The interesting thing for me on this is that Michael Keaton's the director.
Yes. That's why I put this on there.
Is this his first movie that he is directing?
I think it is. I don't think he's directed anything else.
Like when did Michael Keaton at age 72 decide, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to start directing movies"?
Dude, when you're Michael Keaton, you do whatever you want.
I scrolled through his Wikipedia and I saw RoboCop and I was like, Michael Keaton's in RoboCop? And he is.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
Which I think I said it before, but I feel like that should have got a sequel, but whatever.
He was the director of The Merry Gentleman, which he was also in it.
The Merry Gentleman. What is that?
Dude, he was in Need for Speed. Holy crap.
Yeah. Did you even see Need for Speed?
I did. That's the one with Aaron.
Yeah.
With Shut Up, Bitch.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah, Aaron Paul.
Yeah, shut up, bitch. Well, that's kind of cool that he's directing. I thought this Knox Goes Away. I thought it looks pretty cool, and he's in the movie and he's playing like a ex I guess IMDb says contract killer, but he has dementia and so his memory's going. And I think that it's going to be a weird how this plays out, right? He's losing his memories and he doesn't know what's real and what is true, and he's gonna uncover it. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool. It comes out in March, and the fact that Michael Keaton is directing it makes me even more interested in it. So,
Do you remember the last time he was a contract killer in his movie? Was he in Protege too? No. Well, the one I'm referencing is American Assassin, and I really liked Michael Keaton in American Assassin.
He is really good, and that movie is streaming on Netflix right now, which I want to watch it again. So
it's one I'll always watch. Always watch.
It's a good one. It's a good one. But yeah, I'd watch Knox Goes Away, and hey, I learned something new today that he's actually directed before. So thanks, Ryan.
I want to save this next one for last because I want to talk about Borderland. Have you followed any of the Borderland video games?
No.
Okay,
that was my question. Yeah, okay. So I never got into it. I had no idea what it was about. I just knew it was like shoot 'em up, very cartoony in my opinion, and I wasn't into it. I maybe had played 1 hour total in my entire life of any Borderland movie or game, and just wasn't into it. But it was pretty big at the time, right? Is it as big anymore?
It was big enough to warrant a movie.
Yeah,
it was huge.
I know it was huge, and I know there's some sequels. But again, like, is it still relevant, or are they kind of behind the mark on this?
I kind of feel like they're behind the mark. The last game that came out was in 2022, and it was a spin-off. Borderlands 2 came out in 2012. 3 in 2019. So, but here, as of November 2022, more than 77 million copies have been shipped. And then Borderlands 2 is 26 million. So it's popular. And it's one of those things with the current state of video games where people are just run and gun, shoot 'em up kind of thing. Like I was talking about Helldiver. I'm watching gameplay footage of this in the background, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how big do these... I watched the trailer and I didn't get any of it. I'm like, do I need to play some Borderlands to figure this out? Like, I kind of see this being a flop because I'm the casual gamer and I don't know what this is.
See, I had the opposite opinion. I got everything I needed to know. Like now I actually my thing was like, really, that's what Borderlands is about? Like the whole they said it, like they spelled it out very nicely where I mean, space maybe needs to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Borderlands. Maybe that's our mashup.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
But basically you got these ragtag team of individuals that are, I guess it is like the weird team up, right? The people that you don't think should be teamed up, they're not very good.
It's like Suicide Squad and Mad Max had a baby.
Yeah, or like the Losers, stuff like that. It's so, and they're on this mission to go find this treasure that's on this planet that has a whole bunch of like Mad Max type folks, like various factions that are coming out, and they're all gonna try to come after them. So like, I got it, but they're after treasure. Okay.
So it's a pirate heist, huh?
I guess. So, but like from all that and everything, and like it's like very colorful. To me, it looked enjoyable. I'm like, wow, like for someone that I'm not a fan of Borderlands, like I want to see this movie.
Oh, dude. I'm a fan of Eli Roth.
Oh yeah, I knew that. That was the one thing I kept on waiting for, is like, are they gonna name him? But they just said the producers of all those movies, like Spider-Man and Venom, but they didn't. They left out Eli Roth, which that was kind of interesting too. He had to leave because production went long to go do Thanksgiving. So he left that production and someone had to kind of like, put the finishing touches on it besides him.
You know who it was?
Who?
Deadpool creator Tim Miller.
Oh, okay. So that's
Director, sorry.
yeah, that works. I think that's both very capable hands, and I think they have similar tastes. So I think that I think
Key
it's
part right there,
fine.
similar taste, similar style. You're not getting a Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon movie.
No,
Is it Joss Whedon?
yeah.
Who was Joss Whedon? Yeah.
Who
That
is
was a
who
movie.
is we already forgot. He got canceled. We don't even talk about
Dude,
it.
that guy is like, I still have money. I will hide out forever. And then he's gonna make a random rom-com in 2030, and people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy."
I feel like he still tries to like come back and then he just gets shut down again. So, oh well.
He screwed up so much. Didn't he do Buffy?
Yeah. That's what I've been hearing. A lot of stuff is about Buffy and just how bad it was because of him, which it's just so unfortunate. But what's our last trailer, Ryan?
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. It's X-Men.
I love what's it? Nikki's husband, Nate. You know him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just like how I was like, is this real life? He could not believe that this is happening. Which does he just live underneath a rock? Like, how does he not know this stuff? Apparently, he doesn't listen to our podcast because he would be up to date with all the news.
Yeah, I think he was placating us a little bit, but he it was. I think he's right. Is this real life? It's 2024, and we're getting X-Men 97. We're getting a continuation of our favorite cartoon show, right?
One of them.
Yeah. One of them, yeah. In the same
And Street
style.
Sharks,
And
Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters.
Ninja Turtles never left. It just got shitty, and it came back.
They got good again, and then it kind of gets a little shittier. Then it gets good again.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy.
But X-Men just went away. Well, they had X-Men Evolution, and they had some anime one, which you can find on our super secret plex.
Didn't they have like Wolverine in the X-Men? Like they've had some other ones too. They have not like.
They suck though.
Okay.
That's like they don't like really portray the X-Men. The X-Men is about like civil rights. And
yeah, this is classic X-Men here.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it has it's very oh man.
People are mad.
People are mad. They don't get it. They don't get that the X-Men has been doing this ever since they were the X-Men.
Yeah. Have you gone back and like watched like the old stuff?
Spoiler alert, that's my review of
that's the X-Men that you're talking. No, I'm talking about like the animated series.
I'm doing it all now.
Oh, okay.
Because my recommendation is to go back and watch the original X-Men.
I gotcha. Well, I feel the same way. I was like, man, I need to prep. I need to go watch these old ones. It's been a long time.
I added Spider-Man. I added all the X-Men. So I'm gonna have a lot of cartoons on in the background for a while. But I'm excited, dude. I immediately went back and checked the voice cast to see who was returning. Weird to find out the voice of Gambit is now the voice of Cyclops. And someone else is doing Gambit's voice, which I thought Gambit's voice was more iconic than Cyclops, but I don't know.
So what are the parts that I thought was kind of interesting, and maybe I forget, and maybe it's not that weird, but with Wolverine's fly, he's running towards the screen and the Gambit gets on his back. Was that just? Am I the only one that thought that was odd?
I agree with you. But that was like one of the most hyped scenes of that trailer. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, look, Gambit's charging up his blades."
Like, but is that like? I guess I don't I remember, with certain games where they would have the whatchamacallit, like the tag attacks, right? A tag
Right.
team like attacks. Like that's what they were doing there. Was that a thing though, like in the original series that I just don't remember?
Dude, Wolverine has always had those like tag team attacks. Like, I think it's either called Berserker or Speedball or something, where the Incredible Hulk, Wolverine gets on his like arm, and the Hulk just like launches
Was
him, and he's
Yeah.
so maybe this is a new play of. It's kind of weird that Gambit gets on Wolverine's back because Gambit's like 6'5" and Wolverine's 5'2".
That's what I'm
It,
saying. It
and
just
he's-
looks really weird. But like I guess I see the appeal where like, oh man, they're gonna do some like cool like I don't know, special attacks, I guess that will be entertaining, and that's just probably one of many, but I don't know, it cracked me up.
dude, and let's get real here. Like, if Gambit were to charge up Wolverine's animanium, wouldn't he just blow up?
Oh, that's a good point. Y- you know that was like the other thing, like same thing with like Magneto, like okay, like Wolverine's basically metal, why doesn't he just rip them apart all the time?
He does in the comic.
He just keeps on ripping them apart, like,
Yeah, there's an issue where there's a scene of Magneto just ripping all the adamantium out of Wolverine.
yeah, I guess that's the thing. I mean, they're comic books, so I guess you can always come back, but I'm just always like, how do you come back from this? But he's Wolverine, he's awesome. He can do whatever he wants.
No
He can get
joke.
charged up by a Gambit and be just fine. I don't know.
And get touched by Rogue and be fine too.
That's true. Yep. So this is just awesome. It's cool to finally see like the classic series kind of get revived. Like one of the things I think that I first thought of was like, wow, it's the animation's a little bit different, but I wanted to call it pretty. It was just pretty.
It's
It was
hard to recreate that.
vibrant.
It's hard to recreate that shitty animation from the 90s without making it look pretty.
True, yeah,
Like-
they can't do it. Like man, we've made this as bad as we can, but it still looks better than what they had.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, because it's all digital, right? It's all on a computer now. Like I'm surprised they didn't just add like the 90s effect over it. Before, dude, like these things were like hand drawn.
To add to that, the funny thing about X-Men and Spider-Man and those Marvel animation Saturday morning cartoons, they were animated by Japanese animators, but they're not animes because the animators had to animate them in a very American style.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So now like Disney has to go through all this footage, recreate a digital version of this character, and recreate them to look like anime but not anime from the 90s. I'm interested.
It's quite the process.
It's
but
a process. But I'm
it's
glad my
cool.
favorite characters are coming back. We got some Gambit, we got some Magneto. You got, them playing basketball.
Yeah.
Jean Grey is pregnant, apparently, allegedly.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah.
well, I guess that's the other part is, it seems like they're going to keep similar tones, but it almost sounds like it's going to be even more adult.
I like that.
Yeah, I think this is I think this is wise because right, the kids that were watching this now we're growing up in our late 30s, even probably more so, and that's who's watching this, so makes
And
sense.
They're just pandering to us, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
continuation with
Segue.
news.
What's in the news today, Ryan?
X-Men 97 is not part of the MCU,
Nice.
and that's a good thing.
Makes sense. You don't need that connected.
Nope. Yeah, not everything needs to be connected, especially with multiverses, and Deadpool can retcon anything and everything that he wants to. So,
That's fine
however,
because he's Marvel Jesus.
he's Marvel Jesus. Do you think he's going to bring the Fantastic Four? By the way,
No, I don't think so.
have you seen the rumors? Okay, so we didn't even get a chance to talk about that. The cast for Fantastic Four has been revealed in its entirety.
Yeah.
No, just the Fantastic Four. Let me correct myself. It's my favorite space Mexican,
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I did
Which
think of his name for a minute.
I think I like the casting. I think that's a good choice.
Vanessa Kirby is perfect for Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Because Sue Storm to me she has that perfect like deer in the headlights kind of look sometimes, but she's pretty enough where she doesn't look stupid. Anyway, Johnny Storm, my favorite two cast members on this one right now are Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. Joseph Quinn is Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. I think that is a prime candidate for Johnny Storm. And then Ben Grimm, dude, you know this guy, right? Ebon Moss. Bacharach.
Ebon Moss.
Ebon Moss. Bacharach.
Oh yeah. He's great.
He's Richie in The Bear.
He's
Dude,
the Thing.
He's the Thing.
That's interesting.
I think it's perfect. I think it's because he's gonna be CGI. He's gonna have that character. He's gonna bring that what Boston kind of vibe to the to Ben Grimm. We don't know who the villain is. We don't know if it's going to be Doctor Doom or if it's going to be Galactus. And we also don't know what era it takes place in because rumor has it takes place in the 60s.
That's gonna be very interesting if it does.
And how they're going to fix him and move him to today's day is through Ant-Man Quantumania.
Well, I don't like that.
So there's a theory going around that Hank Pym was the first student of Reed Richards, and this was the most interesting theory that I ever saw was that in Doctor Strange they make a reference to the Fantastic Four being like a band, but like they go through the quantum realm and become like super intelligent, like space people or whatnot, and Hank Pym becomes one of Reed Richards' first students.
I don't know. Is this like in a multiverse thing?
It might be. It might be.
Yeah. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I just don't know about this whole multiverse thing. I mean, I think they'd have a lot of fun with it, but I think it's becoming too much. Like I don't. So far, I don't think Marvel's done a good job with it.
No, I think they've done a terrible job.
Yeah, like Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. I thought that did not live up to expectations. Like like Deadpool 3 seems like that's what it should have been.
Right.
Now I do think that will live up to expectations, Deadpool 3, and maybe it'll change my whole opinion on this whole multiverse thing. But currently, the only thing that I think Disney or Marvel has done really well with the whole multiverse is the What If series, and those are cartoons. Now, if they were doing that, and like that would be kind of cool if they just started doing standalone movies and then connected them through higher, for a more, bigger picture and higher purpose, and then they just got all sent back to their own respective multiverse, their own verse, like I think it'd be kind of cool. But they're trying to do way too much and trying to make this all connected where I don't know. I feel like they might need to go a DC route and just kind of let it be separate, guys. Just keep it separate.
Well, we'll find out in 2025 because that's when it comes out. So we got a year to figure out what they're gonna do with it. They
Yeah,
probably had more years to figure out, but
I'm sure but I don't like, dude. They are really capitalizing. Like they're hoping this is going to save the MCU, right? Like they're trying to find those replacements for Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, right? They're trying to find those replacements, and they haven't done it yet, right? Everything like since Endgame is pretty much, for Marvel's sakes, probably a flop, right? Besides Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think everything else has not lived up to expectations. So they're really hoping this is it. And like what you just described, though, that sounds awful. I 100%. Like that sounds like the bullshit they did with Captain Marvel. Like you did this thing in the 90s and then she just disappears. Like what the fuck? Like I don't want to. Like I don't want to see like a 60s versions of the Fantastic Four. At least I
I
don't
want to
think
see
so.
today's version.
Yeah, like I don't like what are you trying to do? You're trying to do a 60s version and then you're gonna bring them into the present? Like so you're trying to do what you did for Captain America? Like I just no, do something new and just make it good.
I agree. I hope we
It's
don't
that
get
simple. Make it good.
just make it good. I hope they're not putting their eggs in their basket for the Fantastic Four and reviving it because I think the MCU's future is the X-Men.
But the Fantastic Four is like heavily tied to the X-Men though. Like there's a lot that's connected with that. So like that's why I think it's fine, but it's almost
How?
just like they did a lot. They hung out a lot with Spider-Man and the X-Men, and there's a lot of crossover.
Spider-Man's not part of the X-Men.
No, I'm not saying that, but there's a lot of crossover where like they work together. Like Wolverine's been a part of like the Avengers.
Well, okay, the Avengers and Fantastic Four, the Secret Wars is basically like that. What's left of the Avengers versus the X-Men.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of cool. Like, right? You kept something so separate, right? You keeping these multiverse separate, and then you bring them all together, like in Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool idea. And then put them back to where they need to go.
That is going to be one spacey ass movie. I'll tell you what. I want Spider-Man. I'm happy that they're coming back because I'm a fan of what's going on. Not a fan of these theories, but man, when Spider-Man comes back, can we have Spider-Man fight in New York? And can we have him team up with Daredevil?
Well, I mean, I feel like they're going that direction. I mean, you saw how No Way Home ended.
Right?
And that was fighting in New York. What are you talking about?
No Way Home?
Yeah. They literally fought on the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah. So did the X-Men.
That's true. It's connection right there.
No, I don't need a big space event going on in my Spider-Man. Like, I just need some street level Spider-Man.
What I like is keep the different universes. Maybe it's fine that they are aware of one another, but like it is so, I don't know if it's intertwined yet, but I mean, it is very intertwined, and it's just so much shit's just happening with this multiverse that it's not. I don't know. It's so far it hasn't really played out very well. Again, so I hope, like they said, they've been talking about like, oh, we're trying to fix this and right the ship, right? so what you just described with Ant-Man, the Quantum Realm, and Reed Richards and all that bullshit, like that does not sound like course correcting at all. That sounds like going further down that rabbit hole that they're going, and the ship is sinking, just like Madam Web.
Yeah, but just like Madam Web is officially a failure because Sony cannot produce a decent Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man to save their lives. They should just give up the license, dude. If these movies are going to continue to come out like this, then
you like Venom.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, give us Venom and give us Miles Morales. Like, why can't they make a Miles Morales Spider-Man?
I mean, they can. I think if they really tried to, they would screw it up. Unless Marvel is involved. That's the biggest thing. It's Sony doesn't know what to do with these characters. And because they just have all the rights to all these Spider-Man characters, like from that universe, I know it's not even that universe, but that comic, right? Like,
oh, it's called the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, exactly. So it's stuff that's just related to Spider-Man, basically. That's why you have Kraven. That's why you have Venom, Madam Web, and only reason why Spider-Man is in the MCU is because the deal that they made. So, which, I mean, it's worked out really nice for Sony. Well, actually, I think both parties, but like, geez, like it's the only reason why they still have all this, and they're making these crappy movies.
Why can't we just have Amazing Spider-Man 3 where he has to battle against Venom and Andrew Garfield passes the torch to Miles Morales and it's Miles and then Venom can go to the MCU a la post-credit scene and then Miles can have its own villains in the MCU.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bring them over.
I fixed it.
Yeah. The only one that like, and it's probably not going to be good, but Kraven, I mean, the trailer looks pretty good. But
Kraven was pretty badass in Spider-Man 2.
The video game?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I kind of have high hopes for that. Like they got it right, but the same time, I don't know, not holding my breath because it's been pushed a few times.
Yeah.
So
I gotta clear my throat. Hold on real quick.
All right. Well, the next thing is
Joker 2 is expensive, bro.
It is expensive. Holy shit. That is quite the difference. The original cost around 60 million and this is 200 million? What are they doing?
They're making a musical, but I can't imagine a musical is that much more expensive.
No, I bet that is expensive.
Really?
Think about it. Like if you gotta get the songs written, you gotta have the choreograph, you gotta have all these different performers doing the numbers. Like, yeah, I think that probably adds up pretty quickly.
Includes a $20 million payday for Joaquin Phoenix and $12 million check for Lady Gaga. So
that's a big chunk right there.
32 million right there. That's half of their original budget. Let's see.
Well, I mean, dude, that movie isn't still like the highest grossing like R-rated movie.
1.7 billion at the global box office. So until Deadpool comes out.
Yeah. I'm curious, dude. If this is a musical, I can't tell if that's a really good idea or a bad idea. You think Joaquin Phoenix is really good at singing and dancing? Well, we know he's good at dancing. We've seen it. But singing, though, I don't know.
You are paying a lot of money for Lady Gaga to be Harley Quinn. I like my Margot Robbie Lady Quinn.
I know.
Harley Gaga.
My wife's pretty upset that she's Harley Quinn. She's like, no, she's not. And I kind of disagree, but she says like she's not hot enough. I'm like, does Harley Quinn always need to be hot?
There's a big dude. The internet has to. They complain about everything, but that's one of the things they're complaining about: the over sexualization of Harley Quinn. They're like, you remember when she came out, she was not that sexy, and I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit.
She was like
First time I
cartoon, but
see it.
she had, and her outfit wasn't very attractive, but I mean, she had the curves, man. You all knew what
Yeah.
she. And then, yeah, that she did start taking off that costume. You're like, whoa.
You're like,
Oh,
whoa,
we're talking
whoa.
about cartoons here. So,
Yeah. If we're gonna talk about sexy cartoon characters, we didn't mention Rogue in X-Men. Just joking. Um.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's this. I hope it pays off for him. I don't know if it's gonna be another $1 billion movie though for Warner Brothers, but we'll see. Star Wars Rogue One, the creator, director Gareth Edwards tapped for new Jurassic World. Oh, so you got a director for that. Okay. And Gareth Edwards. Nice. That's a good choice.
Yeah. Gareth Edwards is a great director.
Yeah. So I like that. I think they could have some fun with Jurassic World. So they got a writer, they got a director, they're
And
all
they got
set.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Sam Mendes. I don't remember anything I liked from Sam Mendes. I know he did James Bond, and I don't think I liked that one. But he is doing 4 different Beatle movies based off their own individual experiences or from their eyes. How do you feel about that? Like a movie about the Beatles, but from each band member. Kind of like the Avengers. It's like the Beatles Avengers. It's like you get Ringo Starr's movie. You see, I wouldn't watch Ringo Starr's movie. Like, I don't care what Ringo does. He's a drummer, you know. But John Lennon, I'd be interested about. Paul McCartney, I would be. George Harrison, and then you have your epic Beatle movie.
Yeah, I don't know enough. So yeah, I think, and they're big enough that I think it's fine. But yeah, as long as they got content. And the fact that he thinks they can do this in 4 separate ways, like, sure, why not?
I guess time will tell how the first 1 or 2 do. Because if the first one sucks, like, why would you go back and watch the other ones?
Yeah, absolutely. I just, and I would assume you kind of almost got to start with probably the least exciting one and got to make it somehow exciting. I guess that's my point, is that I don't know. Did they did each one have their issues? I know there's a lot, but did they really have their issues? And also, how do you know, they're so tightly wound together, is that you're going to have these people interact in every single film. So it's going to be interesting to see how they take certain aspects and what they want in each film and that time frame. So, but if there's enough, why not?
Why not? I mean, you got to be a big Beatles fan. Beatles like kind of go through a hype, like
Yeah.
they'll release a bunch of shit and everybody's like, "Oh my god, the Beatles," But now I'm like, okay. I guess I'll see how it turns out. But I'm interested in the Crow reboot has a release date and it's this summer.
Dude, it's mind blowing.
What
I
did Nate say again?
Is this real life?
Is this real life?
Yeah, I had we were just talking like maybe into last year about like, hey, is this thing actually happening? It's coming out June 7th, and somehow I don't know anything about this. Like, that's the part, like, what the hell? How's this possible?
It's happening. And it's Bill Skarsgård.
He's the new Crow?
Yeah.
Again, how did I not know this?
Well, remember we thought it was Jason Momoa forever?
Yeah, that was the big talk, right? And you
Yeah.
like that. And like they even did like makeup tests with it, and now it's Bill?
Just it's Bill?
I mean,
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård.
I like it. So it's just crazy, like the fact that like you have all these whispers, but like somehow we missed that it was actually being made. Um, so, uh, again, I'm like a cat, Ryan. I got all these curiosities, and so I will see it. And the fact that this just kind of like came out of nowhere, like for me, this is probably how movies should be. It should be always a surprise. Like, what the fuck? This is coming out. Brings me back to like childhood, right? You had no idea what was coming out.
You know what movie needs to come out? They need to make is The Max. If they're gonna make The Crow, they should make The Max. That's just my thoughts, but I'm excited for a Crow movie.
Yeah, I hope they do it justice.
I typed in Copilot, create a logo for B Movies and Beyond, the best podcast in the world, and it gave me a business plan.
That's what it's saying. We need a business plan. Well, save that, Ryan.
Oh my
And
gosh!
what's this last piece of news? Ric Flair movie?
Yeah, I'm excited about this because from the same works of The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So he made a really good movie called Fighting with My Family, which was about a wrestler named Paige. Since you're new into wrestling and enjoying it, watch that one. That's a fun movie.
I did watch that. It was good.
That one's a good one. That has Nick Frost in it.
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah.
That's the dad. Yeah.
So, but any movie with Ric Flair is going to be a good movie. But they got to cast Ric Flair right, because if they don't get Ric Flair proper, then it blows it away. You'll find out when you watch the Iron Claw. Their Ric Flair sucks.
Yeah, that's what I was watching with my friend Colby, and he was like, "Oh man, that was terrible, Ric Flair." I'm like, "Oh, I have no idea." So,
just go back and watch Ric Flair back in the 70s and 80s. Like, you'll see and be like, "Dude, they didn't even try with that guy."
I know I need to watch some documentaries or something. But like, I mean, even from the movie The Iron Claws, like I got the idea, like, oh man, this guy's nuts. So, yes, I think it's warranted to have a movie after him. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, he said just after every event, he would go and get hammered and pick up any girls that he'd be drinking all day, no, all night. I'm surprised Ric Flair's alive, but soon. I don't want to say soon enough. That's bad context right there.
So,
Peter,
that's cool.
That's it. That's our news, bud.
Man, that was a lot. That was a lot more than I anticipated for trailers and news, but we did it. Now let's get into the final
presentation.
Reviews.
Can I go first? Mine's gonna be quick.
Yeah, do it.
I'm doing this as a recommendation / review. So, since X-Men 97 blew our friend Nikki, her husband Nate, his socks off, I decided to go back and watch X-Men content, the animated series, the other ones, catch up on my X-Men, my mutants and stuff. And I was like, hey, what better way to watch catch up than watch the original X-Men movie from Bryan Singer. For me, Peter, and maybe most people out there, this was the movie that set the standard for comic book movies.
Yeah.
Came out in 2000. Yes, we had Blade. Yes, we had Darkman. Yes, we had Batmans. Yes, we had Supermans. But this is the one where you had a group of people assembled that had mutant powers, proper use of CGI, practical effects, great storytelling. Wasn't just like, here's Superman here to save the world. It's about being a mutant in today's in hiding and trying to become a hero. So you get really good storytelling. You it has one of the best casts still to this day in any comic book movie. I mean, James Marsden, he's friends with Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hugh Jackman is
Uh-huh.
friends with Deadpool.
Mm.
Famke Jensen, she screwed Pierce Brosnan in Goldeneye.
Yep.
Anna Paquin, she was in that HBO series. I forgot the name. True Blood. True
Yeah.
Blood. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
have Captain Picard,
Yeah, he went to space.
and he went to space, and then you have Gandalf.
Yeah. You should
So,
not pass.
and Frasier. Frasier.
Oh, he came later, but yeah.
Oh, was
Mhm.
he not in the first one?
No,
Oh,
no Beast.
I blend them together. But anyway,
You literally just watched it,
I
didn't
know.
you?
Oh, and they're all blue. Like, I don't know what that is. Rebecca Romaine Stamos is in it.
Yeah.
But dude, watch the first two X-Men movies.
Mm-hmm. I was
And
just about to say that. Like, it like
yeah,
those first two ones were like amazing. And then I don't know how it just like, well, I know part of it, right? Bryan Singer didn't do it. He got in his own trouble, right? No, he came back
mhm.
for one of them. But
He
it
was
was
Apocalypse, right? Or was he Days of Future Past?
I think Days of Futures Past. Yeah, I think.
Days of Future Past and Apocalypse.
Oh, you did both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's kind of crazy. Like those ones, when I first saw Days of Futures Past, I thought that was amazing too. But I rewatched it and I didn't like it as much. So, but that's just me. And then I never liked Apocalypse. And
The reboot, First Class, was my favorite.
First Class was really good. And that's what
And
set this all off.
First Class was Matthew Vaughn. Oh, dude. Solid. That's why I liked Matthew Vaughn's
Yeah.
movie style. So see, we haven't had an X-Men movie worth a damn since 2016. No, I'm sorry, that was Apocalypse. So worth a damn since 2011. Disney has not done anything with our X-Men, but there have been plenty of content with 21 Century Fox for all those years. But the first two, those are the ones, and you get an idea who the X-Men are. Like what we're talking about with the internet today, everybody's like, oh, it's so woke, it's so woke. Watch those two movies during that time and understand that, yeah, the X-Men are woke, and they always have been. That's the fucking point of the X-Men. That's exactly the point of the X-Men. They're fighting for civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
Not their gender or their misgender or their sexuality, them fitting in society for being different because they're mutated, whether
Yeah.
it's through family genetics or they go through scientific procedures, stuff like that, experiments, like, and they have this, are we heroes, or are we doing this for the greater good, for the greater man? And I don't know, X-Men and X2 really just kind of hit the nail on the head for what's going on, and I think Disney has a prime opportunity to do something with the X-Men, and I'm very curious to see how they attack this. I think it starts with the animated series. They say it doesn't tie into the MCU. I'm happy about that, but you can tell that I think they'll use some of that stuff to go into future content, and I think I'm okay with that if they do it right.
Yeah, this is that's your precursor, right? To see if they can get the tone right and that they can do a good X-Men movie, just like Bryan Singer did back in the day. I think you're right, man. Like X-Men is the first one that I can really remember. And this kind of started the ensemble cast, right? This is like
Right.
the whole team up, right? This is like dictating like, hey man, this works. Like you can do Avengers movie, like this can work, right? You can have all these people and have a good story. X-Men is the one that did that, and like I thought the first one they hit it out of the park. I think got even better with X2. Then they had some flops.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Brent
Which,
Ratner.
again, you just get a little bit carried away and you just want to capitalize and make as much money as possible, and it doesn't quite work out. But man, yeah, X-Men was just that was just a fun movie. So good.
It was a fun movie.
And you know, here's the thing, like, I don't think it was too like big. If anything, it was actually kind of toned down. Like you said, it was really about the politics of it, you know, and like, how do we fight for this? And you know, yeah, you gotta save the world basically, but at the same time, like, it wasn't like over the top or anything. So like, it was just the right amount of action for the X-Men.
Very interesting choice of Bryan Singer, because he's an openly gay director. So for them to go in that direction, use a gay director to portray mutants that are being oppressed, I think he did a great job. You know, he did some shit in Hollywood. Who hasn't done some shit? I hate to downplay it, but the sad truth is there's a lot of shit that's gone down we don't know about. But
Oh yeah.
X-Men, it's on Disney Plus, and start watching it out because you got March 20th coming up real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, good choice, Ryan. I watched, I guess, another classic. I've never seen this series, and it is Maniac Cop. Man, when did this come out? Like, dude, this is Trauma. I did not know this is a Trauma presentation, and like at first it's like, oh man, this is gonna be, you know, really bad. But it's not. This is, I was really shocked. Like this is from 1988, and I thought like all the cinematography, the shots were pretty interesting. Yes, there was some times where you know, like, all right, okay, you got a little bit of the um you know, you could tell like this is kind of low budget and everything, obviously with the makeup and everything, and even maybe with some of the storytelling. But overall, man, Maniac Cop was really good. It was really good. Uh Bruce Campbell's in it, which I've never seen this, and I'm shocked that I thought I've seen a lot of Bruce Campbell stuff, but not this one. Very
Really? Okay.
Campbell. Yeah, very young Bruce Campbell. And the whole premise is, you know, there's a cop on a rampage basically, right? Tearing through New York City, just killing, you know, innocent people, dressed up as a cop, hence Maniac Cop. And they're trying to figure out like who the hell this guy is, and you know, so they can stop him, right? And so that's the whole premise, is a detective and, you know, other cops that come into the fold to figure out who this guy is and why is he doing that. Bruce Campbell, he kind of fits the mold of Maniac Cop, and so he's the one that actually gets arrested, falsely in prison, and so that's his part of this movie. And yeah, they just got to go through and try to figure it out. You know, nothing was too over the top. Obviously, it's 1988, super low budget film. So like the special effects weren't great, but overall I guess the gore was just fine. Again, the parts that I thought that stood out to me was just the actual filmmaking of it. It didn't feel cheap, right? A lot of times you watch Trauma stuff, like, right, it's kind of cheesy. It's really cheesy. This
Right.
was cheesy, man. Like, they made a straight up good, you know, horror, I guess, slasher flick, you know, not showing too much of the Maniac Cop, you know, taking interesting angles on everything. Just overall how they shot, I was really impressed by it. It was it stood out to me. That's how much.
What is a Maniac Cop?
Okay, so this is where it probably lacked a little bit in the storytelling department. There's a ex-cop. He gets he gets sent to jail, and I don't remember exactly why. I think maybe like his family was killed, but in prison, obviously, right? Everyone knows he's a cop, and so like the thugs go after him, the inmates, and just stab him a whole bunch of time and fuck up his face, and then basically someone comes in there and pleads with like the doctor of the jail, the prison, to like, hey, just say he's dead and let's get him out of there, get him out of the prison so he doesn't get stabbed anymore. But the doctor's like, well, he was basically dead, and I guess I'm ruining some of this stuff, but I mean, this is 1988. Come on, guys. But I just barely watched it. It was
I was gonna say
I
you're
know.
grilling our audience for something that you just watched.
Yeah. So because of that and that impact, he has gone insane, and that's why he's the Maniac Cop. So pretty funny. It's kind of like the whole, almost like a Halloween-esque type deal where like, dude, like they put in like shoot a whole magazine of bullets into him and he survives. Like it's that kind of like thing. And there's like 3 other movies on board, and I even think there might be a remake because it's just called Maniac Cop. That was like done in the maybe early 2009 maybe. So now I gotta go down like the rabbit hole on this and watch all these other Maniac Cop ones to see if they improve or get worse. But that's the part though, because of the low budget, like the makeup, I was like, oh, this guy's like face isn't scary or anything. It just has a couple, slash marks on it. Not too scary. But they did get, man, what is the guy that played the Maniac Cop? The reason why they have both of these guys though is because of the fact that their chins are so pronounced. That's why Bruce Campbell was in there, and that's why this guy was in it. Robert Zadar, another guy, very strong chins, very strong. So he is the Maniac Cop, and he is a big fella. So would not want to run across him, that's for sure. But so
his face
all in
is
all,
very interesting.
Yeah. But do you see like there's some similarities to him and Bruce Campbell?
Oh yeah.
But way better than I expected. I felt like this movie shouldn't have been as good as it should have been, especially when I knew it was attached to Trauma. But super good. Need to watch the next few and see what they do with that. But it was a great beginning origin story for the Maniac Cop, and well crafted. So hands down, I really enjoyed it, and I recommend it. And you can watch it on Amazon Prime. I think it's one of those freebie things because I had commercials through it, but it's worth a watch. So if I didn't ruin it too much for you guys, check it out if you haven't seen it, or just rewatch it because it's a classic.
Anything with Bruce Campbell, and I'm gonna go with you on this one. I didn't know this movie came out, and with what, and it was.
I mean, you've known about it, right? Like you've heard about this, right?
Nope, not even once.
You've never heard of Maniac Cop?
Mm-mm.
Wow. See, I I knew about it. I've heard about it. And I've always been like, yeah, I should probably watch that one of these days. I knew there's like sequels to it, but no, never got around to it until now. And it was worth it. So there you go, Ryan. I'm challenging you. You got to watch Maniac Cop now.
I will, and
Do it.
especially since it's a freebie.
There you go.
On
Amazon.
So I'm still trying to get Copilot to make a logo for me.
All right. For B Movies and Beyond or something else?
For B Movies and Beyond.
Nice. I
like
that, dude. That first one was really good.
I like
Both
the
that
color
similar.
palette. They want red, yellow, or teal can evoke retro cinema vibe.
Oh, interesting. Did not know that.
Me neither.
All right, let's get into our recommendations and
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh.
Crack your neck.
I'll have what she's having.
yeah.
Get into it. All that good stuff. Oh man, these logos actually came out pretty cool. I'll show them to you. X-Men animated series. Catch up on it. Even though season 5 was generally touted as like the worst one, you need to watch it because it's the series that's coming out on March 20th is a continuation. So catch up on your X-Men and get over the whole it's woke. It's not woke. It's storytelling.
It's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
It is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, there you go.
And it has been for a while.
Yeah, I think I started watching it when did her. No, I started watching Gargoyles.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. My recommendation is Reacher, the Amazon Prime series Reacher with
future Batman.
Is he really gonna be future Batman?
There's heavy rumors.
Is it Alan Rickton?
Raphael.
Richson? Yeah, Raphael.
Or Thad Castle.
Yeah, Thad. But man, he is just such a good Reacher. And they had the second season that just came out, and I don't, for whatever reason, I stopped watching the first season. I only got so far and I got distracted, but now I'm going back and I'm rewatching that season to get caught up and watch season 2. Like there was, I don't know why I stopped watching because there was nothing wrong with it. I really enjoyed it. I think stuff happened in life. So I'm back on Reacher. Love the series. Hope it keeps on going. I love Alan. He's such a good Reacher, such a good Raphael. I think he'd be a great Batman, and is a great Thad. So excited about that, and that is my recommendation for this episode. Ryan, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure, a very long pleasure.
Yes, but it's night time.
It is night time. Good night, Peter.
Good
have
night.
A fantastic night, and I will see you for trivia tomorrow night.
Damn
and I'll
straight.
See you for wrestling.
Rah!
Aaron did a good job.
Future director of Star Wars.
Be sure to visit bmoviesbeyond.com.
He could probably change the theme song to Star Wars.
Oh,
Pew 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 pew.